Hi, I'm Alex,
Hi, I'm Tabitha.
and we are going to present to you our final project for Team SCCB. This is our version of Wheel of Jeopardy. So let's go ahead and open up our version of Wheel of Jeopardy. You can see it's just an executable file. Windows doesn't like unregistered executables, but I trust this one. We made it. So the home screen has a couple simple features. We can start a new game, but before we do that, we're going to want to create some questions so that we have some material for the game to run on. So for that, we've created what we call a QSet editor. Within the QSet editor, I have a few options. I can create a brand new set of questions and categories. It can take a while to make all those categories and questions, so you might want to save a half-completed set and come back and edit it, or maybe you realize you make questions too difficult. You want to come back and edit, do that as well. We have a really nice feature so you can validate the question sets as you make them. So there are rules we've established for how a question set needs to look. It has a certain amount of categories, a certain amount of questions per category. It needs to have questions in each category that are labeled as different difficulties. This way, if you create a question set and you try and open it in the game later, you don't have the game crashing as a result of improperly designed question sets. Let's go ahead and create a new set. So I'm brought to this screen with an empty selection of categories. Before I can create questions, I need to create a category in which a question will go. Let's go to Add Category, and let's talk about American cities. So we now have this category American cities. If I want to populate that with questions, I double click on it. So now it's a similar empty box, but I can add questions. I click Add Question, nice little dialog box. Let's ask, in 1776, the Constitutional Congress was held here. And the answer is going to be my home city of Philadelphia. We don't need to put in the classical Jeopardy, what is Philadelphia? We build that into the game later on, and you'll see that. I mentioned earlier there's a difficulty level. There's 5 questions per set. You have to have 1 of each difficulty level. This one's pretty easy, I hope. So we're going to make that a level 1. Additionally, we build the ability to do different types of questions. So instead of a text-based question like we have here, we can do audio or picture or video. But we're going to stay with text for this demo because it's the most simple to demonstrate. So I hit OK. So I can now add a second question. So let's call it the Windy City. And the answer is, of course, Chicago. So I'm going to here intentionally introduce an error. Instead of selecting level 2, 3, 4, or 5, which are still available options, I'm going to select level 1 again. I mentioned before, you have to have for each category 1 question of each difficulty type. So this wouldn't work later in the game. But if we go back and we run or validate existing, you can see we get this nice invalid Q set. A question set of which is made up of questions within a given category must have at least min categories. It must have 1 of each category, which we currently do not have. Well, I could go back and I could, as a result, go back to the editor, edit this question, go to the Windy City, make this a level 2. It would then prompt us if we went back into the error check to then make a 3, 4, and 5, but I'll save you the time of going through all that. So if we just go back and reopen the QSet editor, I'm going to open up existing set we've made. You see this one has a bunch of categories. Within each one, there'll be 1 level for each type of question. And we can bring this over to our game relatively easier. So QSet, real straightforward, allows you to create questions, assign difficulty levels. You have functionality for things like video and audio questions. Really, it's a nice, easy way to make this game, I think, more interesting for the players.
All right, so now that we have created a question set using the question set editor, we are going to use that question set in a new game. So we select to start a new game, and we are faced with the main game screen. The first thing that you need to do when the game starts is select a question set to use. So we are going to use a previously created valid question set. And then we're going to get going. We have a 2-player game. I will be the first player.
Can I be player 2, Tabitha?
I guess so.
All right.
All right. So now we have 2 players that are ready to play the game. You can see their information in the top left-hand corner of the screen. Later in the game, you'll be able to see score updates there, as well as free turn tokens. Right below the player information, you can see the spin counter. As we start playing, you'll watch that increase until 50, which is the limit for each round. In the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, we have our Wheel of Jeopardy wheel with 12 sectors that can be landed on. And then on the right side of the screen, we have our question board. So let's get started. So first question, the wheel lands. It's my turn to pick a category. So a question comes up. Here we can see the question value. We have our question, which is our for the answer. So this question, the Sanctuary Hindu 5-day festival is known as the Festival of Lights. So I am going to answer this question correctly. I input the answer, what is Diwali? Press OK. I receive feedback that the question is correct. I received 200 points for that question, and I get to spin again. As you notice, the spin count has increased. This was the 3rd spin. But
bad spin.
I lost all my points. So now my turn is over. Alex also loses his turn.
Who made this game, Tabitha?
The spin count continues to increase. We'll play for a little bit more. Another question. I'm going to get this question wrong. So let's say every year on the 2nd Sunday of May, we celebrate Halloween. So I know that this question is incorrect. Our application knows that this question is incorrect. The correct answer is clearly Mother's Day. This was a 400-point question. And you can see that my turn has reflected my incorrect answer. Alex?
I've again lost my turn.
You will be able to play eventually. All right, Alex's question for $200.
The equality state. I'm going to guess, I don't know this one. How about New Hampshire? Oh, I can't type it in because I'm not your computer. Can you please type in New Hampshire for me, Tabitha?
I can. New Hampshire, incorrect. Correct answer is Wyoming. Alex's turn will now be over, and it is my turn again. Some of the checks that we've included include a timed response. The player only has 30 seconds to input an answer, whether correct or incorrect, before they lose their chance to answer it. So let's just give this a few more seconds here. The correct answer is Ash Wednesday. But we should be receiving a notification. There we go, timer expired. I lost my chance to answer the question, and the points were deducted from my score. So this kind of
quotes. Brevity is the soul of wit, I believe it's William Shakespeare. All right.
What? Got some points to get on the board. So as you notice, the spin count continues to increase.
So this is an ologies question. I can see that because the spinner has landed on blank ologies. What is this called? I'm going to probably get this one wrong. I'm going to guess handwritingology. Thank you, Tabitha, for helping.
Ology. What a great attempt. Oh, timer expired.
So we could go back and forth like this until the spin count would get to 50, as the game has been designed, so that we don't have to sit here and keep this demo too long. We're going to take a quick pause now. When we come back, we'll show you what the end of the game looks like. While we were playing through to the end of our game, I landed on the free turn section of the wheel. Here's something we built in and we wanted to show you quickly. So you can see I've been afforded a free turn, so we're going to click close. Now I have that in the bag, and I just rolled bankrupt. And Tabitha got a free turn token.
So the sunflower state is Kansas. Let's see if I have an opportunity to. I'll enter this incorrectly, so I have an opportunity to use my free turn token. So the answer was wrong. Normally the turn would go on to Alex, but now I have the opportunity to use my free turn token, which I will. And I get another one.
So that's just a quick demo of how the free turn token works. We'll show it one more time. Tabitha will get it wrong. You can use her free turn token, and she can go again. So that's how the free turn token works. It's a little feature we built in. Just wanted to make sure you got a quick look at that.
All right, so as you can see, the spin counter is approaching 50. Here we go for spin 49. Spin 50. We'll answer this question.
I think it's Isaac Newton, Tabitha.
All right. This is spin number 50. Answer the question. It was correct. And now we see, looking at the spin counter, that the round has restarted. We are now in the second round.
So now that we're in the second round, you can see that the categories on the wheel have changed. So we had 6 categories in the first round. We have 6 more now, including things like potables and music terms. I want to quickly cover the other sections of the spinner. So spin again, I think that's pretty obvious what happens there. You get another shot. Player and opponent. If you land on the player section of the wheel, you get to pick a category from a drop-down box. We saw that earlier in the first round. If it lands on opponent, the opponent gets to do that. Bankrupt, you lose all of your money. Free turn, you get a free turn token to use later, which Tabitha showed earlier as well. And lose turn, it goes over to your opponent. So that's the basic gameplay. All those things make the game interesting. The questions can change, and this will now continue on until the end of this round. Another 50 spins are accomplished.
And then at the end of the round, after we have 50 spins, the winner will be announced, and the players will get a message indicating that the game has ended, and they will be returned back to the main game screen. All right, folks, so now that you've seen the main Wheel of Jeopardy application that we've created, we wanted to showcase an alternative user interface that can easily be integrated with the existing game logic and state machines. This user interface was created using the Unity game engine. Here we go. As you can see, any user interface can be paired with the existing game logic. This interface is a little bit more animated and musically oriented than the previously shown Windows Form application, and the possibilities are endless when working with a platform as versatile as we have designed for this project. Thank you for watching.